The thunder of modified Tuff trucks returns to the foot of the Pocono Mountains, and this is anything but another race at the fair. Tonight, the toughest trucks in motorsports will have to settle in for a little Saturday night door slamming en route to the big money. Welcome to Hughesville, Pennsylvania, the Lycoming County Fair, where Mountain Creek Truck Fest presents unlimited tough truck racing. Last time out, it was the stocks, and our coverage continues now with the modified. Some of these trucks running upwards of 700 and 800 horsepower, super light and super fast. They get wild, and if you followed our coverage over the years, you know we have a lot of familiar faces that we see around the country. Well, one familiar face is now helping out another. Wayne Solly has taken over the driver's seat of Dodging Bullets for Tony Martinez, because Martinez has built himself some new iron, and there's quite a story behind that. Earlier today, Tim Howard caught up with the one and only Tony Martinez.
I'm here with Tony Martinez. Tony has put together a new truck. I'm amazed that this truck has finally come out of the garage after all these years, and you guys put all the time and effort to put it back together, man. How does it feel?
Well, thanks a lot, Tim. Feels great. I can't take all the credit for doing this truck. It started probably 12 years ago with John Mesh building it, building the shocks and geometry of everything. I just pretty much finished it off, and Mark Noto helped me finish it off. John Mesh still has a part in the truck. I got Daddy-O, my pit crew here. He's been with me right from the beginning. We can't say enough about the guys back home. They just help so much all the time, every time.
I'm really happy that it's back on the track. And you put Wayne Solly in Dodging Bullets.
Yes,
have you seen Wayne drive before?
Yes, I have. You know, he's a well-respected driver. He's a good driver. He does monster trucks, tough trucks, four-cylinder, jalopy cars, you name it, he'll drive anything. But he's driven a truck before. He did go to the truck before, so why not keep a good thing going?
Yeah, Wayne is one heck of a driver, to be honest with you. He stays calm, cool, and collected. I don't know how he does it when you got horsepower, jumps, everything going on. My adrenaline always got the best of me, man. I'd always either overdrive the truck or just roll the dang thing over, but Wayne can do it. I've seen you drive really well. I'm going to be pretty impressed to see what you can do with some horsepower and some suspension after beating yourself up in that truck for all them years.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different. Wayne does everything great except interviews. You'll never see him on TV here. So... But
how can we sneak up on Wayne to get an interview?
You're gonna have to catch him napping or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new truck, it's a lot more horsepower, a whole different steering, suspension's all different. Going back to carburation, the older truck became fuel injected and it started running a lot better. Now we're going to take a step back on that. It's not really a step back; it's just a different direction.
Yep.
But it's gonna be a whole new learning curve. First time out on the track today. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Hey, you might make the highlight reel and take the whole event.
That'd be great.
You're not knowing how the truck handles, you probably might just throw the truck around like it should be thrown around.
That would be great. I'd love to jump in it and be like made for each other, but it seldomly happens, so we'll see what happens. So
hey, I'm going to look for you in the winner's circle anyways.
Hey,
we'll do an interview after the race, all right?
Thank you guys. Thanks for being here.
Quite a history in that team as Tony rolls to the line in this brand new Ford-bodied machine, the Bulletproof Ford out of Springville, New York. As I said, Wayne Solly helping him out here this weekend and throughout the 2021 season. Those guys, good friends, going way back. We'll see Wayne in just a little bit at the wheel of the Dodging Bullets Ford. He'll be taking on another newcomer to this sport. We'll see in a bit. There's Jeremy Dietrich lined up in the left lane right of your screen in that bright green Jeep. This could be anybody's ball game, but the odds-on favorite in this round actually has to be Dietrich, as he has a lot of time on this truck. You're on board with Tony Martinez as he gets roosted by Jeremy Dietrich. Now, if you didn't see our coverage last time, this has been the toughest part of the track. It's very slick back there. Jeremy Dietrich making short work of it with the buckshots, maybe a tire change in order for Martinez, as he's going to get knocked out right now in round one. He'll have another shot to come back as Dietrich goes nose down, coming across the finish line. Martinez finishing up the truck, not looking too bad. for a first run, getting a little sideways at the end there. He'll come back in the loser's bracket. He's not out of it just yet. We'll see if he can work his way into the final round. But Jeremy Dietrich moves on to the winner's bracket. We got a bunch more action coming your way when we come back to the Lycoming County Fair.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show, ticket info, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com. And by RPM Army, featuring action-packed content from around the web. Visit rpmarmy.com, your source for motorsports on the go. This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Crush This. For an inside look at the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
Mountain Creek Truck Fest, bringing you unlimited tough truck racing. We take a look at our round one bracket. At the bottom there, you see Tony Martinez, Jeremy Dietrich. That was the first pairing we showed you. Coming up in just a moment, we'll see Brett Sponenberg in Beer Money, who's here representing his father, the late, great Super Bob this weekend. He'll take on Thomas Faust in Mad Money. A dollar dash there. Then it'll be a brand new truck of Brennan Roy. Beautiful Ford out of Pennsylvania, Wayne Solly, and then Scott Martin with a single. Jake Nichols and Mike Loophole, two other members of Team Foy Toy, along with Scott Martin. They'll also have singles here in this first qualifier, round one. It'll be Jimmer Martin and Bad Intentions. Very popular truck with the crowd, taking on his teammate Paul Hackle in the Bronco chassis Jeep called Swamp Donkey. And then we'll wrap up the bracket with Joey Bates against Jesse Sulzer as the Foy Toy Bronco, one of the Foy Toy Broncos, one of many, comes to the line. That's Brett Sponenberg, son of the late, great Bob Sponenberg, as I said, driving Beer Money as he takes on Thomas Faust. A pair of Keystone Killers right here, and a pair of Fords, Mad Money, the green Ford in the right-hand lane. Cape flying off the back, and Sponenberg comes out of the hole super fast. Sponenberg with the lead right now, but a little bit wide, and Faust goes inside to take the lead, coming out of the figure eights. Back down the front stretch, Sponenberg into the wall. Faust going to pick up the win, and he almost noses over. Wild, wild pairing right there. This first couple of pairs here in the modified class has been awesome. Watch it again. There you see Sponenberg scrub the wall in the background. Had a wild charge, a very wet track right now. We had some rain come into the valley here right as they were watering the track, so they're waiting to get some of this mud off the top. And then here's a finish line charge. Watch the green Ford. Not the first time we've seen Faust go nose down, but a lot better results than the first time we saw him do it. He'll be back in the winner's bracket. Sponenberg gonna have to try to work his way back in. Now a single. It'll be Jake Nichols, Foy Toy, the godfather of tough truck racing. Been at it for a long, long time. Also sporting the cape, he's going to get a chance to really test his equipment right now in this soggy grass here on the backside of the track as he works his way through the figure eight or the S curves back out onto the front stretch. And this is a guy who's not afraid to fly. Getting some big hang time coming across the finish line. Jake Nichols with the luck of the draw with that single, didn't need to go hard, but he put on a show for the crowd. Here in Hughesville, look at the hang time underneath the bright white Ford Bronco out of Little Meadows, Pennsylvania. What a run for Jake Nichols. Trademark hang time, the safety crew waiting as Mike Leupold, another member of Team Foy Toy, in the Jeep chassis Bronco. You heard me mention Swamp Donkey being a Bronco chassis Jeep. We'll get into that as the night goes on. But this machine, the longest wheelbase on the team, the newest truck of the fleet. And Leupold has had this thing out for now about 2 years, really trying to get the suspension set up the way he wants it to. It's not quite landing right, but luckily for him, he threw a single here in round number 1. He's fast, though. We've seen him win races, even with this setup not being quite the way he wants it. But you'll see as he comes across, likely the truck will go nose down if he really gets into these jumps hard. He's taking it easy, though, at this point. Right there, as I say it. Almost got himself in trouble. Watch it again. And a drive out. Thank God for four-wheel drive. Warhorse with the cape flying off the back. What a run for Mike Leupold as we continue on here in round 1 competition. We mentioned Team Foy Toy. Well, there's a bunch of them. Anytime you show up to these tough truck races, Paul Hackle rolling out right now in that Bronco chassis Jeep. Tim Howard caught up with Paul a little earlier.
I'm over here with Paul Hackle, my buddy, the pilot of one of my favorite trucks, man. How are you doing today?
Not bad. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing good, man. Anything new this year? What's going on? Any
nope.
Nitrous, superchargers, turbos, nothing?
Not that I can discuss, no.
Swamp Donkey's got secrets.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it? You're not going to give me nothing else? Come on.
I can't give away secrets.
Well, they won't be secrets. We won't air this till after the race.
I did change out last year's air in the tires.
All right, you rotated the air. Okay,
so
okay.
We're ready to rock.
All right, man.
Wash it off, polish it up.
I wish you the best of luck tonight. I can't wait to announce Swamp Donkey.
That team notoriously secretive, but Tim and those guys go way back. Another member of that team pulling to the line right now, Jimmer Martin, and Tim Howard caught up with him earlier as well.
All right, we're over here with another member of Team Foy Toy, Jimmer. Jimmer, man, it's been a few years since we got to meet up and see you. I know you took some time off from racing and stuff. What's it really feel like to be back around the family of Team Foy Toy and everybody else that comes to these races? It's a huge family, although we did suffer a loss, which I'll try not to choke up on, but we'll talk about that later, man. How are you feeling?
It feels really good. Really nice to be back in the truck.
How's the old girl running?
She's doing all right.
She doing all right? Got a good tranny in her this time?
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. What do you got in store for tonight? Anything spectacular? You're going to,
We'll give it what it's got.
We'll give it
we
what you
won't
got.
hold nothing back.
All right, that's what I want to hear, man.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight, all right?
Thank you.
When you're in the top 3 on the podium, we'll come back and have a little chat, all right?
If I make it, that's...
Oh, you will? I'm not sure if you'll be first, second, or third, but you'll be there.
If I make it in top 3, I'll talk to you again.
It is awesome to see Jimmer back out here racing. Came back to the fray last year after a little time off, and he's ready to go hard right now as he goes up against Paul Hackle, and they trade a little ping going into the back section, the first full turn. Jimmer keeping the Bronco ahead of the Jeep. It's still a pair of Broncos, but the pride and joy of the Jeep fraternity loves the look of that Swamp Donkey machine as Jimmer comes flying across the finish line. Hackle going to loser bracket, but not without flying across the finish line in style. Both of them flying the cape in tribute to Super Bob Sponenberg. There you see Joey Bates in the purple Dodge called Purple Rage with the orange cage, going up against a machine formerly of Colin Dorshimer, now of Jesse Sulzer, formerly the No Boundaries Ford, now running under the name Addicted as he just roosted our camera there in the end zone. Bates way out front, those buckshots digging hard, if you couldn't tell, throwing dirt and sod all over the Lycoming County Fairgrounds. Joey Bates, wild ride back down the front stretch, but he'll take the lead and the victory with a big launch. Joey Bates in Purple Rage moving on into the winner's bracket. Seltzer will have to settle for the loser's bracket as we get another look at this run down toward the first turn. Watch Bates go flying into it. Wheels cocked to the left. Looks like he almost debeated the right front tire. Hard run for him. Now, another newcomer we mentioned earlier. This is Brennan Roy in a truck called Crooked, representing Bart's Welding out of Pennsylvania. Tim Howard got to talk to him as well.
All right, I'm over here with Brennan Roy, owner, builder of Bart's Welding. He came over to Tuff Trucks from tractor pulling. So, first race, how many races you got under your belt? How you feeling?
First one other than an illegal run through the neighborhood.
Oh, those count.
But that's okay.
Especially if you don't get caught.
Well, we didn't get caught. We had a good time. Put some videos on Facebook.
All right.
We've had a good time. So, after a few repairs this morning, we're hoping to have a good time today.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's going to be an interesting track. A little bit of fun stuff going on over by them tires and stuff. You get 3-4 runs to get your little time under your belt in the driver's wheel, and you're going to be hooked, man.
Oh, probably.
You're going to go home, get rid of this one, and build yourself a modified.
Oh, this is the beginnings of a modified. When you buy just a chassis and put a junkyard motor in it, and you hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, good, man. It's a pleasure meeting you. I wish you the best of luck tonight. And, hey, if you're in that top 3, we'll come back and do another interview, all right?
I doubt I'll make it in the top 3, but I may put it on its
you don't know, man. Usually, when we don't know what we're doing, we do really well at it.
Well, that's the hopes.
Again, good luck, man.
Yep,
Take care. Yep.
Just like to point out that junkyard motor in the Bart's Welding Ford is a stock 460. So he's got horsepower to play with, but he doesn't quite have the truck geared for this, I don't think, as we were watching those test runs. We'll see how he does, though. It's a really well-built piece of equipment as he takes on one of the legends of tough truck racing, Wayne Solly, who's driven his share of machines over the years, now in Tony Martinez's beautiful multicolored Dodge and Bullets, one of the trucks that's made its name over the years with Tony at the wheel. Now Wayne doing his due diligence, but something wrong with that Ford as he has shut down over there near the fence, and the Bart's Welding Ford going right around in Brennan Roy. Man, his first trip down the track looks like it's gonna be a win if he can just finish the run. Very wisely backing out of it. You get a good look at this suspension setup there. He's definitely got the equipment to get the job done, but didn't get much of a challenge there from Wayne Solly, unfortunately. And Solly got the machine running. He's going to go right into the pits. Get set up for the loser's bracket. Right now is Scott Martin, your final truck in this first round bracket with a single, the Haulin' Ass Ford out of Owego, New York. Big Windsor-powered Ford, heaviest truck on the Foy-Toy team of Tuff Trucks. Another guy, of course, carrying the cape for Super Bob. Super Bob came from Foy-Toy, and definitely these guys glad to finally have a race to pay tribute to him, as 2020 was not the time to do so. Unfortunately, we lost Super Bob, but these guys are still out here running strong for him as we give you a look at our winners bracket. Thomas Fallis will face off with Brennan Roy. We'll see if Brennan gets luckier. Maybe he'll find the horsepower. Then Scott Martin will take on Jeremy Dietrich. That should be an awesome matchup. Two super-powered machines there. Jake Nichols and Mike Loopold will be very interesting, two teammates. And then Jimmer Martin against Joey Bates, two of the bad boys in the sport, going door to door. We'll see how they handle that back section. Then the losers bracket right now, there are only 5 trucks there. Brett Sponenberg, who's looking for at least a top 5 finish. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. He'll take on Wayne Solly. Then it'll be Tony Martinez with the single, and Jesse Sulzer taking on Paul Hackle to round out the losers bracket. The first round of our separated brackets when we come back to Hughesville.
Hey, welcome to Wild Man Adventures. We're at the Silver Lake Sand Dragway. There really wasn't any off-roading back then. It was all off-road. We're on our way to Lima, Ohio. Got wooden wheels.
Oh, it's slippery as all get out of.
Hey, we're here with Rich Cummins. Hey, we're here with Mike Potter. Hey, we're here with Alan Pizzo. Gotta check it out. This week we're going to go down memory lane.
You are looking at Eric Sponenberg driving the Blazing on a Budget Bronco, formerly called Dirt Poor Eric. His first race back in about 4 or 5 years as he purchased his old Tuff truck. Again, flying the Cape, and this truck was sort of the second generation of the Super Bob Sponenberg of Team Foy Toy Machines, and Super Bob meant a lot to this sport. His other son, Brett, here in the modified class this week, and as Eric finishes up this run in the stock class. Tim Howard earlier got a chance to talk with one of the best in the business, Brett Sponenberg, driver of Beer Money.
All right, I'm over here with Brett Sponenberg, the freaking pilot of the Beer Money, man. I always love watching you run. I don't know if it's like announcing the Beer Money or just watching you run, but man, how you been? It's been a while.
Yes. Been a 2020, sucked for racing. It did.
We had a 2020. I thought we went from 19 to 21.
Might as well say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
My condolences for the passing
Thank
of
you.
your dad, man.
Yep.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. What's new on the truck, man? What you got in store for us tonight?
Well, I wish he could have heard it, but this year we upped the ante and we went with a new motor. The end of Bloom last year.
Switched to a Chevy.
No. That's why. Had a local guy build me a motor and it didn't hold up, so switched engine builders. Went with Jensen's over in Escapec, Pennsylvania, and he seemed to. We got something now. I got to learn to drive it all over again. It's got a lot of snot. So.
Yeah, it's tough when you. I know from personal experiences when you put a little bit more horsepower or change the torque curves or whatever. Yep. It's a whole different animal out there. So. That's okay though. Yep. I know you're a good shoe, man. I ain't got to worry about that. It's already dented up, so if she flops over, you ain't gonna notice nothing.
First race with the first new motor, I rolled it. So yeah, so I got that out of the system. So you won't see that tonight here.
All right, good. So, winner circle maybe top 3.
Well, we're dedicating tonight to my dad.
Yep.
So I would like to be on the podium.
I think Super Bob's. He might get you on the podium up there.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
All right, man. Again, condolences.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight. I'm going to come find you on the podium, all right?
I appreciate it.
All right.
See you there.
I said that to everybody now, so I think we might have to add about 6 more people to the podium.
Well, top 5 would be good.
All right, that works. Again, good luck tonight, man. Thank you.
It's good to see Brett out here. We'll see him in just a moment. You saw him earlier in round number 1. He'll be out here on the track in the losers bracket, but it's great to see him out here running. Last time we saw Brett, he was on his head. Hopefully that does not happen here this weekend. This track's a little bit slick, so I doubt it's going to hook up quite that way. But if anybody can get the speed, it's the big horsepower Beer Money as Thomas Faust takes off on Brennan Roy right here in the first pairing of our winners bracket. Roy did not expect to be paired up in this bracket, so he's got himself at least another run if Thomas Faust beats him here, but Roy's hanging in there with him. You got to hand it to him. Underpowered machine. Not giving Faust much of a run, but he's definitely making him think about the moves he's making right now. As Faust has to keep it straight and legal as he comes across the finish line. Brennan Roy, you get a real good look at the chassis setup on this truck. Again, one I definitely think is going to be a contender when he finds that secret winning formula. He's one that these guys are going to have to watch out for. The truck looks like it lands real nice. He hasn't quite got a chance to put the foot to it, but I guarantee he's going to give us at least one solid run before the end of the night. May not be as fast as the rest of these guys right now, but the talent is definitely there, and he's not afraid of some big horsepower. As Tim pointed out, he came from the sport of truck pulling. Now, this should be a good matchup. Jeremy Dietrich in the green Jeep out of the state of Pennsylvania, taking on one of the Empire Flyers, hauling ass, Scott Martin out of Owego, New York. And look at that, Dietrich cutting them off to get into each other a little bit right there. Martin trying to move to the inside. Look at Dietrich drifting through those S-curves. What a run being laid down by the green Jeep out of Pennsylvania. Scott Martin gave him all he wanted through those curves, but just could not get himself out in front of the green Jeep. Had that inside lane, but watch the turn that Jeremy Dietrich makes going in. These guys ran so hard down this front stretch. Dietrich actually jumps past him and then just lays into the throttle, tearing up that elevated ramp onto the grass section back there, and then just this amazing dirt track through the S-curves, tearing up that sod, giving the fans here at the Lycoming County Fair quite a show as he'll move on in our winner's bracket. Martin will now have to try to make his way through the loser's bracket as two guys who did not want to face each other this early in the competition. Either one of these guys could win this whole thing. Of course, Mike Leupold in the Warhorse going up against the Godfather, Jake Nichols. And Jake has always been a little bit hard to catch. Tim Howard finally got him earlier today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got him. I'm going to catch him. Stay here, Jake. Jake, I got you. I got him. I already did a quick little interview over there in case you hit me or something. You're the godfather of Team Foy Toy Racing. Why would you never do an interview with us?
I don't know.
You got to give me more than...
You never come over to ask me.
I've asked you numerous times and you never would. So, how's it feel to be here today?
Good. Fun.
How's the truck running?
Good. Real good.
Real good?
Yeah.
Any improvements from last year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a couple good secrets in there.
Secrets?
Yeah.
Secrets you can't say publicly, or... we won't tell nobody about it.
No, I'll keep them a secret.
It is so nice to be out of the house and out on the racetracks and getting around the people, man. I've missed this. I know you guys have. I know you've been doing a little bit here and there, but man, it feels good for us all to be out, man.
Yeah.
Anything special you want to say to anybody?
No, just watch and be entertained.
Watching and be entertained.
Yeah.
You wait till you see what I did over there, man. I was going to tackle you if I had to.
Okay.
All right, Jake, thank you. We finally got you. I appreciate it.
He's a man of few words, but he lets his right foot do the talking. He's got quite a matchup here in Mike Leupold. We'll see what Leupold's able to do with that long wheelbase Bronco. Debuted in 2019 after he destroyed the truck that was the clone to the Foy Toy. Look at that, they're getting in there tight with each other. Jake using the short wheelbase to his advantage right now as he stays in the throttle. Leupold trying to come back on him. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Jake Nichols with the big airtime will take another victory here at the Lycoming County Fair in Hughesville, Pennsylvania. Mountain Creek Truck Fest bringing you the action. Look at this awesome dash down the front stretch between two of the fastest machines in the business. Jake Nichols, the Team Foy Toy Bronco, notorious for landing flat. Talk about clones to the Team Foy Toy Bronco. There's one. Jimmer Martin and Bad Intentions, the bad boy at Team Foy Toy, taking on one of the bad boys of the Keystone State, Joey Bates, second generation tough truck racer in Purple Rage. This should be a good one. Bates trying to get inside of Jimmer Martin. Martin trying to stay tight to those tires. He couldn't do it. He goes way wide and slides out on the grass, and Bates takes full advantage of it. Slipping and sliding his way back down the front stretch, but he'll pick up a victory and stay in the winner's bracket. Jimmer Martin looking for a lot better run. Nice high flying leap across the finish line. We get another look at this run down here into the first turn. They'll watch these guys work their way through this tight little section. You'll see exactly where Jimmer Martin lost that lead. He had a great run going, but he got into that slick stuff and it carried him all the way out to the fence right there. It was almost like the truck didn't want to turn. I'm not sure if he's having some mechanical problems or not, but once he got it going, if he could have stayed tight there, he probably could have picked up that victory. As our first pairing of the losers bracket comes out, it'll be Wayne Solly and Dodging Bullets, who shut down in his round one matchup with Brennan Roy. He's taking on Brett Sponenberg, another second generation tough trucker in Beer Money, and those guys look like they got into each other coming down the front stretch. Wayne looking inside of the Beer Money Bronco, trying to be a good sport and not run into the side of Sponenberg, but I don't think it's going to do Solly any favors. If he loses here, he is out of the bracket for the night. And Brett Sponenberg moving on in our losers bracket. He's only lost once. Solly goes on the trailer, unfortunately, on this night. And man, look at that. Sponenberg, what a great job of driving to avoid contact with Wayne Solly. Driving Tony Martinez, dodging bullets forward. And speaking of Tony Martinez, he's on the line for his single right now. Truck is running nice. He just doesn't quite have the suspension set up the way he wants it. He's really coming out onto the track with not a lot of test time and just got this truck finished, just got a body on it. You can tell not quite where he wants it, but he looks good right here in this single. If he can keep up this kind of momentum when he gets into a pairing, he should be golden as he works his way back down the front stretch. Tony Martinez wrapping up a solid run with that single pass. Take nothing away from Martinez as he'll continue on here in our losers bracket. The Lycoming County Fair Mountain Creek Truck Fest presents Unlimited Tough Truck Racing now. The black Ford called Addicted taking on the black Jeep Swamp Donkey out of Vestal, New York. The Ford Ranger, formerly of Colin Dorshimer. Jesse Sulzer looking good. Can he make this truck work for him? He's staying right in there with Paul Hackle. Little problem there, though, when he got on the brakes, the truck started to make a left on him. He's staying tight to that tire. They're side by side. Trying to work his way inside of Paul Hackle. It is not going to work for him. Hackle staying on the throttle, flying across the finish line, and he will continue on the loser bracket. Jesse Sulzer in the black Ford will go on the trailer, but we are not even close to done yet. We will re-rack them. More in our winners bracket and more in our losers bracket when we come back. In Hughesville, Pennsylvania for Mountain Creek Truck Fest Unlimited Tough Truck Racing as we look at our winners bracket, the semifinals of our winners bracket coming your way. Thomas Faust and Jeremy Dietrich. A little bit of bad blood between those guys as far as their time on the track. It'll be Jake Nichols and Joey Bates, the Godfather, up against the bad boy of the Keystone State. That'll be a pair of solid matchups. Then our quarterfinal round in our losers bracket, Brett Sponenberg taking on Brennan Roy. We'll see if Brennan can work his way through this bracket. Sponenberg will probably have something for him here. Scott Martin up against Tony Martinez, a pair of powerful Fords going at it in that second pairing. Mike Leupold with a single, and then it'll be Jimmer Martin against Paul Hackle for the second time tonight. We know we're going to get a run out of those two Team Foy Toy machines as Thomas Faust backs over that first hump onto the starting line. A pair of green machines going at it right now in the first pairing of our semifinal round of our winners bracket. Thomas Faust to the right of your screen. He's in the left lane taking on Jeremy Dietrich in that green Jeep in the right lane, and Dietrich comes flying off the starting line. Dietrich trying again to cut off the man beside him as he leads the charge through the S-curves. Faust now coming back to the inside, and they get together right there. Dietrich laying into the throttle, put a big old dent in the driver's side door of that Ford Ranger, and that's going to be all she wrote for the winners bracket. Faust now with open track in front of him will win this pairing, and Dietrich took a hard hit in no man's land in the Jeep. We'll have to see if he can come back for the winners, or excuse me, the losers bracket. What a race between those two. Watch it again. Dietrich with the wheels cocked to the left coming into that first turn, trying to get in front of Faust, and he did so, but watch Faust cut back to his inside. Dietrich trying to get in front of him again, not able to do so. Put that big old dent in the side of Mad Money. I don't think he meant to do that. I'm not sure if he received the penalty or not, but it's not going to matter because Faust was first to the finish line. And look at that hard landing for Jeremy Dietrich. Again in no man's land. Boom, right on the front end. You see the smoke coming out. Have to wonder if he did any damage to that Jeep when he landed like that. He landed on the frame rails, it looked like, or on the front bumper. Now as the godfather of Team Foy Toy. The final pairing of our semifinal round. Who will face Thomas Faust? To wrap up our winner's bracket, Jake Nichols in Foy Toy or Joey Bates in Purple Rage. This should be quite a run between these two. Side by side, Nichols first into the corner. Bates trying to work his way forward. Bumping the tire on the Bronco. Look at that one. Now he's bumping the track mark tire. Look at that, shoving the Ute tire across the lawn. And that will be a penalty for Bates for sure. Jake Nichols will get an automatic seed into the final pairing of the winner's bracket against Thomas Faust. Both of them running hard to the finish, but this right here will tell the tale as Joey Bates, hammering the throttle, collects the Ute tire and basically rearranges the track. Not a legal maneuver. And then at the end, drove the truck as hard as he could. Look at Jake Nichols, though, still laying into it, trying to make sure the truck is still underneath him. And there you see Bates actually going into the other lane. What a matchup. It will be Jake Nichols in Foy Toy taking on Thomas Faust in Mad Money. One of those two will go on automatically to our championship race now as Beer Money with those bright LEDs on the front takes on Brennan Roy, the underpowered newcomer from right down the road here in the Keystone State. You can see him get a little hang time right there. Truck took it, soaked it up real well, so you know the machine can get the job done. Just needs a little more horsepower. He's hanging in there with Sponenberg. And Sponenberg's not taking it super easy right now. That bright light blinds the camera crew. Sponenberg trying to keep it legal, almost missed that jump. He could have just handed the win to Brandon Roy, but he did not do so as Roy finishes up his final pass of the evening. You got to tip your hat to this guy, though. Came out and ran with the best. Managed to pull off a win by being consistent here tonight. And took 3 runs to finally knock that new machine out of the bracket. Now as we get ready to line up the next pair in our losers bracket right now, the second pair, that'll be Scott Martin as Tony Martinez just now working his way to the starting line as we're on board with him there. And Tony, he would love to make it into the final 4 of this losers bracket. We'll see if he can do so. Martinez looking good. He may have found the secret, but he gets hooked up on the jersey barrier. The K-rail catches the left front tire of Tony Martinez bulletproof machine. Scott Martin very patient, waiting for Martinez to get the truck back underway, and he may have let him go right here. No, Scott Martin working the track to the inside, trying to get around Martinez, and a problem for Tony Martinez. Scott Martin in hauling ass. Had to work his way around some pieces of fence right there, but it's all she wrote for Tony Martinez. Very disappointed. He had that race in hand. He could have made his way to the championship round on his first night at the wheel of this new machine, but he will now go on to the trailer as he got himself hooked up with the barricades there near the old tower. Is Paul Hackle and Swamp Donkey now comes to the line out of Vestal, New York to take on Jimmer Martin and Bad Intentions out of Owego, New York. A pair of Empire Flyers ready to go at it here in the quarterfinals of our losers bracket. Jimmer getting in there on Hackle right now. They traded paint in round number 1, and it looks like they're going to do so again. Look at Martin taking him to the fence. Both of them doing a nice job of not really getting into each other, but Martin trying to keep Hackle from knocking him out of the bracket, and it looks like some good side-by-side racing is going to do just that. Both of them flying across the finish line, and it will be Jimmer Martin as of right now. No penalties on the run, and Jimmer Martin picking up another victory right here over Paul Hackle in the Swamp Donkey. What a way to wrap up this round of racing as we take a look at our final pairing in our winner's bracket right here. You see it'll be Thomas Faust, who had to get here by knocking out Brandon Roy, and then his toughest race of the night, which was against Jeremy Dietrich. And remember, he dispatched Brett Sponenberg in round number 1. Of course, Jake Nichols, who had a single in round 1, moved on through the loser's bracket against his own teammates, and then knocking out Joey Bates in Purple Rage. And there you see the final 6 here in our loser's bracket to wrap up this round of our loser's bracket. Stay with us, plenty more to come. Spacious and legendary Lycoming County Fairgrounds in Hughesville, Pennsylvania for the annual Lycoming County Fair. Mountain Creek Truck Fest presents unlimited tough truck racing, now continuing here with the final pairing in our winner's bracket. It'll be Jake Nichols in Foytoy against Thomas Faust and Mad Money. Neither of these guys have lost yet. One of them will go to the loser's bracket, one will go to the championship race. Faust leading Nichols through that back section, and that little Green Ranger is working this track. Team Foytoy going into the loser's bracket all the way right now. Not where they wanted to be, but they could definitely work their way back. Somebody has to come out of that loser's bracket to face Thomas Faust, who is going to the championship race right now. This guy hopes he'll be there. Brett Sponenberg, who is slated to face Jeremy Dietrich in that green Jeep out of Pennsylvania. Brett out of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, will now get a bye run as the crew is now being made aware on the front stretch that this will be indeed a single run for Brett Sponenberg. He'll get a chance to test this thing one more time before getting into the semifinal round of our loser's bracket, as this is the continuation of our quarterfinal round right here. Sponenberg doesn't have to run the truck too hard. He's been doing good tonight. He said in his interview a top 5 finish would be good. I have a feeling he's going to do a lot better than that. Solid run for the Beer Money Bronco out of Bloomsburg. This track crew repaints the starting line. The dirt getting chewed up here with all the horsepower that's being laid on it as we get a look at our next pairing here in the loser's bracket. This should be an awesome matchup. The steel-eyed Scott Martin and Hauling Ass, one of the Team Foytoy machines, the heaviest of the Team Foytoy machines. One of the most daring drivers out there, taking on Joey Bates in Purple Rage, one of the craziest drivers out here. And he's going to try that inside again. Look at that. I think he learned something from what he did that previous round, taking out that tire. He's going to go tight to the inside, but try not to oversteer it and actually get himself caught up on those Uke tires. Staying right with Scott Martin. Almost getting into each other. Look at Bates. Who won it? Bates into the wall. Watch out at the end. They almost collide. Good driving by Joey Bates to avoid Scott Martin. Look at that. Almost gets into him a couple of times. From this angle, it looks like Scott Martin was able to hold off Bates, but we have not been made aware of who actually crossed the finish line first. It's about a truck and a half length from the base of that jump. So it's going to be Joey Bates in Purple Rage by maybe an inch or so. I don't know if Scott Martin is going to agree with that call, but That's where it stands right now. A pair of Broncos now on the line. Jimmer Martin in the Bad Intentions, the black Bronco out of Owego, New York, taking on the Appalachian, New York-based warhorse, Mike Loophole. Jimmer hanging in there right now. Can he counter Loophole on the way back down? Looping all over the track. They both almost go into the wrong lane. It's gonna be Warhorse though. That was almost a disqualification for Mike Loophole as he came out of that corner with the lead, and that will set up our semi-final round in our losers bracket. Here's a look at that. Brett Sponenberg, of course, continuing on. That'll be him and Joey Bates there in that first pairing, and then Mike Loophole and Jake Nichols going back at it. That was an awesome, awesome run in earlier round competition while the sun was still up. Now, under twilight conditions, it's cooled down a little bit. These guys are making some serious horsepower. The dirt is coming around. We'll see what they have for each other. These should be an awesome, awesome set of runs right now. The bright LED shown on the front of the Beer Money Bronco, emblazoned with the Super Bob badging, and the Cape taking on Joey Bates in Purple Rage, who is just barely hanging on in this bracket right now. Almost got beaten by Scott Martin. I think Scott feels like he did beat him. But right now, Bates trying to knock off Scott Martin's teammate, Brett Sponenberg and Beer Money. Look at Bates trying to work to the inside. Not going to happen. Sponenberg leaving him in the dust. Got out there by that wall again, and look at that. He takes out our end zone camera. Joey Bates having all kinds of problems, and he will go on the trailer. But what a night of racing for that second generation Tuff trucker right there. His father ran earlier tonight in the stock class. Beat up a bunch of the other guys. Literally got door to door with some of those guys. Now, Joey Bates, the other half of that camp, finally getting knocked out of the bracket after a long night of racing. Here comes the Godfather, Jake Nichols, in the Foy Toy. The Godfather of Team Foy Toy taking on one of his teammates, longtime Tuff truck veteran Mike Loophole. This one's gonna be tight. Nichols knocked out Loophole earlier. Can Loopy hang on and knock out the Godfather? One of these two will go on the trailer. Both of them getting hung up in that corner, but Loophole gets away quicker. What a run to the end, and that's all she wrote for Jake Nichols. A great night of racing for him as well. Take nothing away from the guys that just got knocked out. They ran hard all night long, but it will be another pair of Foy Toy teammates, Brett Sponenberg and Mike Loophole, facing off to see who will go against Thomas Faust in our championship race, or races. That could end up being two races at the end. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. Right now, we have this score to settle in the final round of our losers bracket: Beer Money and Warhorse.
I'm over here with Mike Loopy Loophole, the driver of the Warhorse, man. I know you're probably as excited as I am to be back out here on the track and the family all getting back together. Everyone's representing Team Foy Toy amazingly, man. How have you been? How's the truck, and what's new?
Oh, we've been working on a lot of things. I mean, it's great to have all the guys come back together. We've had a few small shows this year, and it's been hit or miss, but it's great to see the trucks finally turning out, the guys we run at, with the family event stuff that is no longer to be. But yeah, it's great. I mean, the season has started off good. We've had a few wins under our belts, and we've been working on suspension. That's been a big problem for me, but we're getting there. We're honestly getting there.
Congratulations on the wins. Of course, I see it on Facebook and this and that, and had some big smiles going on, so they must have been some pretty good wins that you worked for them.
Yeah, it honestly felt good that the truck is starting to come around, but like I said, we've been fighting a suspension issue for a year and a half now, and I'm starting to head the right direction, but it might take the rest of this year to get it figured out, but we've still been running the snot out of her and doing what we can do.
Awesome, man. Hey, really the best of luck tonight. Congratulations. Hope to see you on the podium for another interview. All right.
I'll tell you what, Sponenberg's engine has got to be getting hot right now, as he has put a lot of runs on that truck back to back to back, as does Mike Loophole. Loophole trying to work to the inside, but again, the long wheelbase may actually be hurting him on those turns back there, as he is getting roosted by Brett Sponenberg, drifting out to the front. Loophole trying to come back on him, but he's not going to do it, as smoke comes rolling out of the back of Brett Sponenberg's beer money. But he right now will go to our championship race with Thomas Faust. And again, he's got to come right back to the starting line. You saw the smoke coming out of the back. Does that spell problems for Brett Sponenberg? He said a top 5 finish would be good enough. We knew he was going to do better than that, but the worst he can do tonight is a runner-up. Now, I have to explain something. Thomas Faust has not lost once tonight. If Beer Money wins this race right here, they will have to come back and do it again, because this is a double elimination bracket from top to bottom. Right now, Sponenberg is leading Faust, who has not lost once tonight. If Faust wins this, though, he will automatically be the champion, as he is trying to get in front of Brett Sponenberg. Sponenberg leaving him back there, and it looks to be a good run for the Beer Money Ford Bronco. A wild launch across the finish line. It's all good, and that means we're going to have another run to decide the championship. Sponenberg turned around. He'll be letting it cool down real quick and then coming back to the starting line. Look at the run he put on Thomas Faust. Wow. Coming across that finish line hard, and there you see both of them turned around, come right back to the starting line. No cool down time whatsoever, as these two Fords will go at it one more time now. Both of these guys have one loss. Whoever wins this pairing will be your champion. This will be the final run of the night. Faust with the inside line. Can he take advantage of it? He leads into the S-curves, and a big problem for Sponenberg. He clips the first Hugh tire, and it spun him around like a top. He's still on the throttle, though. Faust, however, coming out of the S-curves with the lead. If he makes a legal run, he will be the champion. Indeed he will. Thomas Faust, your champion tonight here in the modified class in Hughesville, and serious damage on the Beer Money Bronco. You see right there, not just the body, but it looks like he's ripped the rear suspension out from under that truck. What a night of racing for those two. We'll get another look at it here in a second, but you can see them checking over some of the damage on the back of the Beer Money Ford Bronco. Brett Sponenberg doesn't look too upset, looks exhausted more than anything else, and yeah, he's ripped one of the link bars clean off of the housing there. The rear end, you can see, it doesn't look like he did too much damage, just allowed the rear axle to self-locate. There you see Thomas Faust coming out of the cab, good sports about it, both of them smiling. They are both happy to be there after a long, long night of racing. We'll take another look at exactly what went on here in this match. You can see Sponenberg actually led him with all that horsepower down the front stretch, but just a little too wide into that turn. And boy, it was drifting out on him. As I said, once he clipped that thing with that rear end, it spun him around like a top. And I have to think, had he done that earlier round action, it may not have broken that link bar loose, but with all the runs he put on this truck, that thing might have already been ready to let go, as Thomas Faust and Mad Money put a heck of a run together here tonight to take the victory. You got to hand it, though, to Brett Sponenberg. Still made it across the finish line. Crab walking. It looked like he had rear steering there, like one of the monster trucks. But there's your champion, Thomas Faust, getting a big hug from his daughter. There's his wife, Rachel Faust, who ran in the stock class earlier. Two of the toughest truckers in motorsports running here tonight in Hughesville. What a weekend of action this has been. Not over just yet, as these guys still got to get the equipment off the track, but what can you say? about the kind of racing we've seen here this weekend. Probably some of the best we've seen in the sport in quite some time. There you see Brett Sponenberg getting a big hug from Jake Nichols. They're going to try to figure out how to get that truck off the track. As maybe we'll get a look right here at exactly what went wrong. And there you see it. It just literally just pulled the bar out of the chassis. So the rear end is fine. They can get it pulled off the track. Right now, Thomas Faust, your champion, is standing by with our Tim Howard.
Holy cow, what a night of racing. Double elimination bracket. You had to lose twice to go onto the trailer, and Mr. Thomas Faust and the Mad Money won the whole event. I don't even know what to ask you, man. Holy cow, what some racing. You guys were side by side, good, clean, hard racing. A couple of them jumps you hit. Yeah. I'm glad you tapped that gas when you landed, because otherwise we would have been picking up a lot of pieces. Yeah. Congratulations again, Mr. Faust. Thank you. Man, what do you got to say?
It's been a lot of work getting to this point to make this a winning truck, so I can't thank my dad, can't thank my wife, my kids. I mean, everybody that's helped chipped into this truck. It's come a long ways in a few years, so this was an awesome night. I can't ask for anything better right now, so I'm on cloud 9. So.
I'll bet you are. I am. My hairs on my arms are standing up, man. You guys were some awesome racing tonight, man. You guys held your own. You kept going and kept going and kept going, man. You were getting some serious air. Some little bit more too serious air. What was it with the finish line jump? You guys all thought you needed to jump to the freaking grader.
I just wanted to make sure I was ahead. That's all it was.
You would have passed him in the air.
Yeah, well, you got to put a show on for the crowd too. So there's always that. So got to put on a show for the family, the crowd, and for myself. So
hell of a build this year, man. Wow. I knew a couple years ago you were talking about adding some more horsepower, doing some things you knew that needed to be done, and obviously in the last couple of years you did them, and it worked tonight. So congratulations again. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on Back Channel Productions?
I mean, Back Channel Productions, just for coming out here and videoing us. Can't thank him enough. My dad, my wife, my kids, all my family, my son Dane Lara. I mean, just everybody who's helped chipped into this thing. I mean, I couldn't do it without them. I really couldn't.
I can't wait to see some more this year, man. Again, congratulations. Go to your daughter. She needs her daddy right now.
Tell you what, that little girl is crying pretty loud, but she's not sad. She's very happy to see her daddy cross the finish line in first place. Tim now making his way over to your runner-up, Brett Sponenberg with beer money.
Wow. I don't even know what to say, man. What an absolute amazing night of racing. Memorial race, however you want to word it, about your dad and everything that's gone on, man. And you put on one hell of a show, man. I know it ain't the top of the podium, but the second place you earned tonight and the damage done to the truck and everything, I know he's watching us, man.
What I tell you earlier, what I tell you.
Yeah.
I just want to be on the podium. So
you're on the podium, man. And you know what? You got him in the first time.
I got him in the first round.
But
after this lane, but
yeah, when you guys switched lanes, I knew it might be a little different. That inside lane seemed to be a little bit tighter coming in, but
the last on this side, if I launch it, I get to the corner quick, turn the wheel, I'm into the corner, but outside lane didn't have. I caught that tire and
that tire. I don't know who pushed that tire out of there.
But
I don't know. But thank God we caught the break. You didn't tear up too much more stuff, man. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
You put on a great show. The crowd loved it. There's not more I can say, man. You got that Hard Charger award.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming tonight and honoring my dad. And this is where we are, and we're getting there.
It's an easy fix.
Third last weekend down in Warrenton, Virginia for a small race, and second tonight. So where are we headed?
First next week or next race?
County, maybe.
Wyoming County, all right. Again, man, congratulations. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Condolences.
Thanks, Tim. It has been awesome to be back here with Tim Howard, hanging out with the Tuff Truckers here on the East Coast, the Lycoming County Fairgrounds. I want to thank Mountain Creek Truck Fest for having us in. It has been an awesome weekend of action. If you didn't see the stock coverage, go back and take a look at it. It was wild in and of itself. It's been a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time.